Hidden beneath Antarctica's ice is a geopolitical time bomb, a frozen continent where penguins vastly outnumber humans, yet global superpowers quietly maneuver for advantage. For 6 decades, the continent has been a peaceful scientific reserve, but that peace is under pressure. Antarctica sits on the planet's southern pole, home to 40 million penguins and up to 5,000 researchers. 7 countries, Britain, Norway, Australia, France, New Zealand, Chile, and Argentina already have claims to it. The carve-up of the continent reflects the world of the early 1900s when Britain, the dominant naval power at the time, and its former colonies grabbed almost 60%. These claims, some conflicting, have been frozen since 1959 when the Antarctic Treaty was first signed. It neither recognized nor disputed any existing claims, while also preventing countries from making any new ones. The United States and the Soviet Union do not claim any territory but reserve the right to do so in the future. Effectively, governance in Antarctica is unresolved and frozen in time. These claims do not reflect today's geopolitical balance and are rejected by other powers such as China. According to the terms of the treaty, military activity, mining, nuclear explosions, and nuclear waste disposal are all prohibited in the Antarctica. However, the treaty contains a significant loophole. It permits the use of military personnel and equipment for scientific research, and many of the world's great powers have seized that opportunity. Today, there are around 80 research stations scattered across Antarctica, operated by dozens of countries. Russia has 10 stations, China 5, and America 10, including the largest on the continent. For the 5,000 scientists braving Antarctica's brutal winters, the continent is a giant laboratory. But for military strategists, it's a high-stakes chessboard. Each power suspects the other of militarizing under the guise of research. The US Department of Defense accuses China of deploying dual-use systems, especially satellite infrastructure, which not only enhances weather mapping but also improves missile accuracy, while other facilities may monitor naval activity in the Indian Ocean. Meanwhile, the US established its own GPS satellite ground stations back in the 1990s. The question hangs in the cold air. Are these stations preparing for science or something far more strategic? Antarctica's mineral riches are another source of tension. The continent is believed to hold large deposits of oil, gas, copper, and other valuable minerals. Unsurprising, perhaps, since Antarctica is larger than Europe and Australia. The Antarctic treaties imposed a complete ban on mining, locking these resources beneath the ice. This has not stopped countries from strengthening their presence in areas believed to hold great potential. Russia conducted geological surveys for mineral prospecting under the guise of scientific research, and China's construction of the Jinling Station near the Ross Sea in 2024, in territory claimed by New Zealand, raised eyebrows as the site sits conveniently close to a region thought to hold vast mineral reserves. These actions, while subtle, point to a deeper issue. The governance system that has kept peace for over 60 years is now under strain. For decades, extracting these resources was not only illegal, but also economically and technically unthinkable. The extreme cold, thick ice cover, and isolation kept mining and drilling far beyond reach. But technology is advancing, and global demand for energy and critical minerals is soaring. For strategic planners, Antarctica represents untapped potential, a place where future resource competition could play out as other global reserves are depleted or monopolized by rivals. Changing the Antarctic treaties would require at least a 3/4 majority of the treaty parties and the agreement of all original signatories. This is a high bar, and many countries, including the environmental leaders and those without the capability to mine, will fiercely oppose opening Antarctica to resource exploitation. But if some major powers are determined enough, the political landscape could shift by then. There is another resource attracting competition in the Antarctic waters: marine life. The Southern Ocean teems with krill, tiny shrimp-like creatures, and Antarctic toothfish, better known as Chilean sea bass. Krill in particular has become a hot commodity, It's not only vital to the Antarctic ecosystem, feeding whales, seals, and penguins, but also highly valued in global markets as a dietary supplement and aquaculture feed. Antarctic waters are partially protected, strictly limiting fishing in these areas. Efforts to expand marine sanctuaries have repeatedly stalled, with China and Russia vetoing proposals and defending their fishing interests. Illegal and unregulated fishing adds another layer of tension. There have been incidents of vessels falsifying GPS data to poach inside protected zones. What happens when nations bend the rule for fish today and are tempted by oil or minerals tomorrow? For now, Antarctica remains a symbol of international cooperation, a frozen frontier of peace. But as competition heats up, the question remains, will the world's last great wilderness stay untouched, or will it become the next battleground? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications